morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. We are back and better than ever, and we are making videos about completing the square. It's a dream, isn't it? Let's get to it, shall we? We'll get back to the cranberries a little bit later. So we're going to complete the square. It is wonderful because if you are of the form x plus 2 to the quantity squared, then you can easily solve it as shown right here. But in order to get that, in order to get into that format, we have to use a method called completing the square. And we do that by forming a perfect square trinomial on the left-hand side of an equation. And to do that, we have to do a little bit of algebraic manipulation. This is a nice little, I'm not going to read this to you, but it's a nice little explanation as to what's going on. And so let's go to it. Let's get to it. Not go to it. Let's get to it, shall we? I think we shall. All right. So for A, we're being asked to complete the square. I'm not doing this here. I'm just going to go straight to what does the equation become in each case. We're just going to complete the square. So we have x squared plus 8x is equal to negative 5. So it's very simple in that I need to create a perfect trinomial square on the left-hand side of the equation. In other words, I have x squared plus 8x, so I need to add something, so when it's done, I have a perfect trinomial square. Well, to do that, all you do is you take 1/2 of the coefficient of the term, the x to the first power term. So I take 1/2 of 8, and that's equal to 4, and then I square it. And that's equal to 16. And that is what I'm going to add to the left side of the equation. And in order to balance, I also have to add it to the right. Oh, where'd the 15 come from? I also have to add it to the right side of the equation, and everything's great. And look how this works. It makes perfect sense because this factors into x plus 4 times x plus 4. So it's not trickery what we're doing up here. This is always going to be half. These guys are always going to be half of the middle term if it's going to be a perfect square because they have to sum to that term. And then the 16 comes by squaring it comes by, if you remember the FOIL method or expansion, you're going to take the 4 times the 4 to get to the 16 to get to the 4 squared. So this is equal to 11. I would never write it like this. I would always go right to this. I was just doing that to give you a brief little explanation as to what was actually happening. So there we have completed the square. X plus 4, the quantity squared, is equal to 11. So same dealio here. X squared minus 6x equals 13. So I'm going to take 1/2 of negative 6, and that equals negative 3. And then negative 3 squared is equal to positive 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And then life is good. I have x minus 3, the quantity squared. You know the sign because it's going to be the same sign as this or whatever your result is here. You can think of it like that. Or you can just, use common sense, common algebraic sense when you figure that out. So that is going to be 22. Done, 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 done. One more example. We're going to solve for x by completing the square, and this is really the whole reason we do this. The biggest reason is to be able to use another way to solve quadratics. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 2 equals 0. I'm going to move the constant over. X squared plus 2x is equal to, add 2 to both sides, and I get 2. And I'm leaving space here. And we're going to do this in our head. Half of 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Then life, could it be any better? Seriously? X plus 1, the quantity squared, is equal to 3. So to solve, I take the square root of both sides, and x plus 1 then would equal plus or minus the square root of 3. And there are your two beautiful solutions to this quadratic square root 3. Boom, chugga, lugga, lugga. B, let's do the same thing. X squared minus 4x plus 6 equals 0. We're going to get the constant over on the other side. That's going to be negative 6 then. Half of negative 4 is negative 2, and negative 2 squared is positive 4. So I'm going to add that to both sides. Then this factors beautifully into x minus 2, the quantity squared, and that's equal to negative 2. So then we're going to take the square root of both sides. Oh, looky there. We have no solution, because there is no real solution for the square root of a negative number. All right, so we have no solutions exist. That is all that I have there. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Let's see how the cranberries are doing. So I can say, I am out.